I'm not gonna get used to this black screen. Damn you, my TV, for not having Nancy Drew. Oh, hey everyone, this is Joe from ActionX. Welcome back to What's on the Tube, or welcome to your first time. This is What's on the Tube, where each and every single episode I review / talk about something from the TV world. Usually we're in the television season right now, so I'm either doing episode reviews for either The Rookie or Nancy Drew. And finally, after a month, we're back. We're finally back to work. Finally, I did not accomplish much this month. I told myself before the Nancy Drew hiatus and the Rookie hiatus that I'm going to sit down, finish Game of Thrones, catch up on my backlog. That is not current life content. And that didn't really happen. I mean, it's been very busy. I haven't done much this winter break. Like I just did me. I just did what I wanted to do, and sometimes that did not equate to catching up the show. But anyway, so we're finally back. Nancy Drew is finally back, and it was a bit of a rough patch because I completely forgot where the frick we were the last time we ended. Until like I think about it was like maybe 10 minutes through this episode where I had remembered that, oh, this is what's going on with the story. Nancy's dad is taken away to jail. Ace is waking up from his coma, and I guess we were in very interesting places with characters sort of teeing off into the second half of the season, and here we are. We're finally starting the second half. So let's get that to it. Overall, before I begin the episode, my brief thoughts. I very much enjoyed this episode. It was nice to get back into the Drew Cruz adventures, where this kind of felt like another side piece to the. This was kind of an agent to the mysteries, where this is supporting the main mystery, but this was solving its own independent mystery, and I very much enjoyed it. I think this was something that I was talking about, like, when we started the show, that I kind of wanted something like this to an extent, where we were solving a mystery that wasn't necessarily related to the big mystery of the season, the big mysteries, and now we've had that. Of course, this obviously had a connection to the overall Tiffany case, but this did definitely stand on its own, and I'm very happy that it did. And it was another character piece episode, and I'm gonna bullishly call this the Ace episode. We finally got it. It wasn't fully the Ace episode. Maybe about 45% of it was the Ace episode. I'll take it. Because who the hell knows what's gonna happen in the remaining season? Who really knows? So anyway, let's begin the very, very butchered recap. Now, fun story, I missed the recap, so this was another reason why I was a bit slow on getting caught up on things on the show, since I was watching a podcast and I had completely forgot, oh crap, today Nancy Drew comes back. Even though I make thumbnails, I made myself reminders that, okay, Nancy Drew comes back today. And I had completely forgotten that was coming out today. So, thankfully, I tuned in literally as soon as the recap ended. I got on it. So we pick up with Nancy sort of figuring out, like, in this like post, her dad's arrested, and her reaction, business as usual. She's going to the claw, finally showing up for her damn shit. It's been a few weeks since the events of the mid-season finale. And, everyone's excited that Ace is coming back, but, everyone's kind of celebrating. I think that was kind of like a subtle nod, wink to the fans that were waiting a month, like, oh, Nancy Drew's back. And it was like, oh no, this is for Ace. Because we haven't seen Ace in nearly 2 months. So, we haven't seen Ace for 2 months. I'm pretty sure they haven't seen him for a few weeks. So they're throwing a surprise party for him to kind of like get him, welcome back him to the claw. Of course, you welcome back your coworker by giving him more work. No, you take some more days off. You rest up a little bit. Now you're jumping straight into work. And we finally get the proper, we're still in the awkwardness stage between Nancy and Nick, where they still haven't fully explored life post-breakup. We're finally starting to delve into that in this episode. And we get a very awkward, okay, we're still friends because, we have friends in between us, and we still got this ongoing mystery, so let's just keep being friends. But we're not really getting to the meat of the problem just yet. Ace just shows up out of nowhere. God, I missed Ace. I missed Ace so much. And, after the minor disappointment that was, we got the mid-season finale, and we didn't really get to see the Ace episode that I wanted. It was very poignant that we got him back. And there's a cake. There was a cake. I should make a cake. It's been a while since I've been baking. I'm going to bake after this episode's over. Not today, but like soon. But anyway, back to the episode. So everyone's getting back to the swing of work. And Nancy goes to Ace subtly and quietly saying, listen, I'm sorry for putting you in that spot because that was technically Nancy's fault that he was in the car when the accident happened. Ace said, don't worry, it's fine. And I believe from here they go back to work. And apparently from where we were leaving off last time was that apparently Nancy Drew is now very popular again in the town of Horseshoe Bay. I think because of her recent exploits plus her dad being arrested. Apparently there's a Nancy Drew fan club. Yeah, there's officially a fan club within the Nancy Drew show. Okay, so this small town has nothing else going on. Let's make a fan site for, I believe, the most popular person in this town. You know what? Okay, I'll buy it. And Nancy's not liking this attention. She's still trying to get through. She's just still trying to get through. Also, we finally figure out the financial state of the club. They're not doing so hot. They've been behind on their bills for like 2 months, which is very off. Like I know, like I never ran a business. I've heard stories of running businesses, but I understand that you have to have money. How do they pay all their employees? Like, and is George really in charge of the club? They never really gave an ownership we never seen the owner. Who's the owner of the claw? Like, is George the owner? Because she acts like the owner, regardless of stuff like that. But is she? I mean, we never. Please clarify me. Did we ever figure out who the owner of the claw is? I think it's George, but it's like I could be wrong. But anyway, Nancy kind of asked for, hey, can I please finish my shift in the back? George says sure, and then I think immediately afterwards, what was his name? What was his name? It's been a while. The dude that's related to the family that Bess wants to get into, that secretly also likes Nancy, but he has his own plans. Oh god, yawning on one of the two again. It's been a while. He comes to talk to Bess to tell her because when we left off in the mid-season finale, he had agreed to do the DNA test with Bess to kind of figure out, are they related? And they are. They're cousins. So, like, hooray! Bess's, season-long quest that was really only 2 episodes, really, has finally concluded. She is a member of this family. But before she wants to meet the rest of the family, which is it because she really wants to have a family of her own, or is it because she just wants the money? I really don't know. You guys tell me. Howard, he's asking for the coins that obviously they stole from the private auction a few episodes ago, and Nick shows up and says, "Hey, listen, here's the thing. The coins melted. They're gone." And obviously there's some tension between him and Nick because they were both interested in Nancy, and even though Nick and Nancy are broken up, Nick still has, I'm pretty sure he still has some feelings for Nancy, and since this guy's still very much into Nancy, it's a very much of a question of, these two are not going to be friends. But Bess tries to calm them down, saying, listen, you guys have the same goals, you guys should team up. Because that's all we do in this world, we just team up. I think from then, Nancy is in the pantry organizing, and she looks up I don't know how she got the lead for this, but she was looking up, she got a FaceTime from the Moore guy, and that's not in town, her friend. So the coordinator tells Nancy, oh, hey, by the way, there was this drug that we apparently discovered in Tiffany's body that was kind of already used in a different murder a few years ago in Horseshoe Bay, so you might want to take a look at that. Nancy does research on the other case from 2003, which, Jesus Christ, we're in 2020 now, and 2003 feels like so many years ago. I'm so old. Where was I? Yeah, so Nancy does some digging, and apparently Ace sees her checking her phone, and he tells her, "Oh, why are you looking at a picture of my dad?" So Ace takes Nancy to his place, to the captain. Actually, the last time I've heard the captain was in How I Met Your Mother, which was a perfect time because I was thinking about doing an episode of this show about it, but I don't think I will. But at least not right now. One day. Apparently, another thing to note is that during a case a few years ago, Ace's dad has suffered hearing loss, so he can't really speak that well. He communicate through sign language. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I don't know how to do sign language. Like, I know, like, am I doing it right? I'm okay, you know, I'm disrespecting people, I'm sorry. Anyway, Ace introduces Nancy to him. They have a brief back and forth about the whole thing. Nancy wants to help him crack the cipher that he apparently got for an email at around the day before the murder happened, as sort of to like try and resolve this case. They try to crack the cipher. It doesn't work, but Nancy uses her Photoshop abilities, and she finds that apparently the cipher was there. There was no cipher. There was a message in the photos attached to the email, and apparently it revealed that the name of the person that this killer was going to kill the next day. So for Ace's dad, this is a huge blow to him. So it's like if I had known about this, he could have saved their life, and he's kind of bummed. He's sad and grief that he didn't get able to do it. But Nancy decides, you know what? I have an idea. She decides, I'm going to put a freaking bullseye on my back. I'm going to put a video on the internet and say, hey, listen, you want to kill someone? I'm right here. What are you thinking of, Nancy? What are you thinking about? And meanwhile, back on the other front, Bess, Nick, and the rich dude. I'm going to call him Rich Dude. I know his name. It's in my head. I just don't remember it. They are all formulating a plan to kind of figure out, okay, how do we figure out how to take down the Hudsons? And then ironically, Ryan shows up. It's been a while since we've seen Ryan. He's apparently was at a rehab center for the last few episodes. He's came back to check on George. George is not like having it. And he said, listen, I want to change. I don't want to be a Hudson anymore. I want to be something else. Bess overhears this. She tells Nick and the rich dude about this. He said, why don't we go to Brian? Maybe since he's not trying to be a Hudson anymore, maybe he'll help us. They briefly consider it and say, you know, let's go for it. They talk to Ryan. They offer him a hotel to take down his parents. I would have asked a little bit more than that. Ryan said, listen, maybe I'm going to help you, but I'm probably not. And he's going to try and figure some stuff out on his own. I kind of zoned out here a little bit. I don't know why. Meanwhile, Nancy is at her house trying to play with these pictures some more. Rich dude suddenly shows up from the door with Chinese food. God, I miss Chinese food so badly. I can't eat it. But Nancy then is trying to find the obituaries that trying to help her in this case. Apparently Ace still had them. She returns to the call and sees Ace, George, and Bess trying to help her figure out the correlation between all these cases, especially since apparently a new picture has gone live. It reveals that no, the killer's not going after Nancy. She's going after someone else. And Nancy does not want the Drew crew to be involved in this. Since the last time they were involved, a lot of people, they almost got hurt. And she doesn't want to get them involved at the end. But they're like, nope, screw you. We only have 3 hours. We got to save a life here. This is more important. And they find a link. Apparently, it's all connected to this old-ass abandoned high school from the early 2000s. So Nancy decides to stake out to check on the house of one of the remaining people in Horseshoe Bay that still has a connection to the school. The house is empty. And then Nancy gets an email from the killer. Hey, I got her. You're too late. And the killer gives her a clue that they're all at the old high school. So she goes up there. She meets up with the rest of the Drew crew. Also, parents know this is kind of quick. Ryan does have a meeting with his mom, and his mom is clearly giving signals like, "I did this, but no one can catch me." It's typical rich people mantra of like, I can do whatever I want, and no one can catch me. So Ryan does give Rich Guy and Bess a call, telling them, listen, you need to back off. You're going to get hurt if you keep going, which is obviously, it's not a threat, it's a warning that something can happen to them. And he cuts there. He contacts his mom. I found initially like, oh, is he and the mom playing them so they can all go down at once? No, Ryan has his own motivations. He has some of the artifacts, I'm presuming from the boat in question. Ryan's trying to get a dinner set up between his mom, him, and his dad. Probably to talk about something. I really don't know. That's kind of the end of Ryan's role in the episode. We return to the high school. The Drew crew, sans Bess, are trying to find Claire. I think it was Claire. In question, they're looking around the school. They decide to do the typical, let's cover more ground because we're running out of time. We only have literally like 20 minutes before shit's about to hit the fan. Nancy finds Claire, but then she gets trapped in the room, and then the poison starts. The poison in question of the episode starts ventilating through the room, trapping Nancy and getting her affected by it. George and Nick find the science room, the chemistry room, where they discover the chemical was being made, and they are viewing an old clip from one of the original murders, and it turns out it was actually Claire who was the killer. She was not the victim, she is the killer. And then we come back to the other room where Nancy's is confessing her soul as she's about to die to this random stranger, and then she deduces, oh no, you're the killer. And the killer gives his whole monologue that she was wrong before, she wanted to kill just these two people, and she did, and she was going to retire, not do any more killing, live a peaceful life, and then Nancy had to call her out, and she's like, okay, I gotta step up. And it was about to happen, but then she escapes. Nick and George manage to make a cure for Nancy. Meanwhile, Nancy briefly goes into the afterlife zone, as I like to call it. She does meet dead Lucy for like a couple of seconds, and then she jumps back to her body. Ace manages to run into Claire, and for a brief moment I thought, oh no, Ace is going to let Claire get away. No. Police Dev thankfully shows up, especially as well as his dad, and it was kind of a sweet moment between Ace and his dad, as they were like, I guess we didn't get the proper resolution for Ace's dad. Like, even though like the killer was caught, it was more like more of respect towards Ace. And we cut back to the Drew house. Nancy's questioning everyone's motivations. Why are you helping me? Despite you could have literally gotten hurt multiple times throughout these past few months, weeks. I don't know, whatever. How much time has already passed? And they're like, listen, you've done some good things to us, and you've helped us out a lot, and we're just helping you back because we're your friends. And they all leave. We have a lingering moment between Nancy and Nick but they're for now still solidifying, at least as friends. And Nancy gets a call from her dad, and she accepts it, and they're about to start talking when dead Lucy is literally behind her, and stalking her, realizing that dead Lucy is back in the in-between zone, as I like to call, between the dead and the living, so she'll be around for a while. And I think that does it for the episode. And yeah, so overall, I thought this was a really good episode. It was a character episode, so to speak. We didn't really get much advancement on the main mystery, or figure out what's going on with Mr. Carson, or what's really going on with the Hudson. We didn't really get much progress on that front. This was mainly about a specific piece of the investigation, and there were some more extra details behind it. But this was mostly a character piece episode, which I enjoyed. Definitely helped Nancy to confront her demon. We got to learn a little bit more about Ace, which always a plus in my books. And we're seeing the world post. We're seeing this town post the Nancy Drew's dad's arrest. So hopefully we'll get more episodes like this. But obviously we do need to get back to the main plot. We do need to get back to the main story in question. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I have a couple lingering questions. Like, I know that Nancy is legally able to live on her own, but I'm assuming she's still there. The house still has a mortgage to pay off, and if her dad is off in jail, what's going on with the house? Is Nancy fine? I don't know. That's another question in stone there. I'm happy that the best family arc already got like partially resolved. We still need to figure out, does she fit in with the rest of the family, that sort of speak. But I'm guessing that's going to be later on in the season, or maybe even season 2. And that's another thing. I forgot to freaking mention this. Congratulations to the Nancy Drew cast and crew for getting the second season renewal. Very happy. I kind of already knew that you guys were going to get renewed, but it was like getting the official confirmation that they're going to come back for a second year. I'm so hyped. There will be more mysteries to solve, and like I announced, if you follow me, ActionX on Twitter, What's on the Tube will be reviewing the entirety of the second season episodes of Nancy Drew when we get there. Hopefully. There's a lot of things in question before the next fall season. But right now, let's stick to season 1. Again, congrats, kudos to the whole cast and crew for their hard work on the show. Can't wait to see what more stories you have left to tell this season, and of course now officially in season 2. So can't wait for that. But we still have a lot of season 1 to go, so I'm not trying to jump the boat there. But yeah, so I'm very happy that the best arc got partially resolved. It's funny how they just completely just dropped the whole British thing. Like, again, no offense. Like, I know that's her real voice. She's still trying to hide it. But even when she's having the solo scenes with Nancy, it's like she could just let up a little bit. But I guess that was like a whole one-off. I guess I really don't know. Great to see Ace back. This wasn't the full-on Ace episode that I was wanting, but we did get to see a little bit more of Ace's past in this episode with his dad and his relationship with it. So that was pretty cool to see. I really can't wait to see how we're really going to get to the meat of Nancy's breakup with Nick, if the possibility with the rich dude is there, and of course, obviously, what's going to happen with her and her father now that he's been arrested and presumably still waiting for his trial, whenever that's going to be. Well, let's be honest. If Nancy's arraignment is taking like about 8 episodes, I'm assuming that this trial is not going to have it to like the end of the season. So we'll see if that ever happens or something pops up. And yeah, so now before we wrap this up, it's time to go back to Joe's Mystery Corner. We're gonna solve some mysteries in Joe's Mystery Corner. Yeah, so since High School Musical, the series wrapped up, I have to put my musical talents somewhere. I have no musical talents, I'm sorry. So where are we in the Nancy Drew Mystery Corner? So on the Tiffany case, we have no progress. We know the poison, how she died, what was used to kill her, but we don't exactly know who did it yet. We don't know how this person got the formula, since presumably the person who created the formula had no motivation to kill Tiffany, only the other 2 victims. So I'm assuming that something happened. Maybe it was a bite or something. We don't know. I still think it's the Hudsons. And on the Dead Lucy case, it's really a tough one, since I think the last time I said it was like a very close tie between Mr. Drew being involved to also the Hudsons. I'm still thinking it was like some combination of those 2 somewhere. We'll figure it out hopefully next week, or we're going to figure it out before the season's over, but we'll figure out when we get there. And that's going to do it for the Mystery Corner this week. Will we get some real progress on this mystery? I don't know. It's the CW. They like padding some stuff up at times. And yeah, overall, 2 thumbs up on me. Really good episode. Perfect. Really good way to get us back into the Nancy Drew world after a long break. But now we're back. I don't think they announced the season finale, the season finale date yet. I think they did, but I haven't read it yet. But I don't know. It's not coming up anytime soon. So we're running straight till May. We'll have breaks in between there because there's only 12 episodes left. That's not going to last us till May. So I'll let you guys know. We'll all figure it out when we get closer to when the next short break is going to be. And I think that's going to do it for me. So what's coming up overall and what's on the tube. So you can catch the Crisis on Infinite Earths episode review that went live yesterday. Hopefully, no. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm swamped. I'm thinking of a different show here. So, the Crisis Infinite Earths. So it's coming out tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Some special one-off with George, our longest episode yet, over an hour. Hopefully, I still have to edit that. So it's gonna be probably an hour. So it's our longest what's on the tube yet. So stay tuned for that. High School Musical, the series, season 1 review coming out this Saturday, and next week. I don't think we're doing. Yeah, next week we're not doing. Actually, I don't know. There'll probably be a one-off next week or the week after that. So stay tuned for that. But if you only care about Nancy Drew, the next Nancy Drew episode will be next week. I will be reviewing that as always. I'll be reviewing each and every episode of Nancy Drew's first season. Feels great to say that. And yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. So if you were unaware, this was What's on the Tube from ActionX. If you want to see more What's on the Tube and the other content we made, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications when we have a new video up, and like, favorite, share the video if you please. I'm going to go probably play some games and then edit this out. So I'll see you guys soon. Or if you guys are just the Drew Crew fans, I'll see you guys next week.